Hare Krishna. So, welcome everyone for this Bhagavatam weekly discussion. So, we'll start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Together we can chant. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So welcome everyone for this weekly Bhagavatam discussion. So we are discussing the first canto, where we have covered till 7th chapter, where the Lord, how Ashwadhama was captured by Arjuna, and then how he was released, that we have seen. So this is like we are discussing, this is happening at the almost at the end of the Mahabharata war, means all the 18 days of war has happened. And after that, Ashwadhama, he killed all the 5 sons of Draupadi. And then he was also he was also punished by Arjuna and was released. So this is like at the end of Mahabharata war. So let us see what happened at that time. So Krishna, because this Mahabharata war involved a lot of it is a war where 2 family members, both family members fought. So the relative, the whoever killed, they were all related to each other. So there is lot of grief in this situation. So they are all experiencing lot of grief and turmoil in their lives. So that is the situation now. So there they are lamenting basically for like so many of their relatives have died, and it is a custom that to do offerings for the departed souls. So they all went to Ganges, and they performed their last rites there. that especially the Ganges water is said to be the coming from Lord's lotus feet. So it is more purified. Means the Ganges water is more famous because the Ganges water is coming from the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore it is more purifying, and like one who is getting in touch with the lotus feet of the Lord. So therefore people prefer to go to Ganges water and do lost rites for, or like basically they offer water for the departed souls. And then there, uh, everyone was lamenting because, especially Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, their 100 sons are killed. Kunti, Draupadi, they are all lamenting because Draupadi's 5 sons were killed. Abhimanyu was killed. Kunti was also lamenting. Karna was killed, and all the grandsons like Abhimanyu. And so it is like a family war, and so therefore so many of them are affected. So Krishna and other munis, they kind of started pacifying them. So basically, in order to pacify them, like they are, they told the nature of this world, how the stringent the laws in this world, and how the time factor affects every one of them. So basically, the here the in this world the laws are there, and if anyone violates that law, that law will act, and they suffer or enjoy. And in this world itself, so many, uh, it is like a flowing river, like time flows, and eventually whoever we are related, whoever we love, so there is separation. That is the law of this world, and we also at some point of time has to leave this world. This is the nature of the world. So one should understand these things and continue to strive for ultimate benefit, which is like liberation. And one should understand this nature of this world, and one should not get caught in this maya. So because of the maya, these people are fighting with each other and thinking all these possessions belongs to me, and so many material attachments are there. So, but with the understanding of knowledge given by Shastras, especially like Bhagavatam, one should come out of all these illusions and understand our real nature, who is like really who we are in that original position when we are situated in our internal consciousness. Then we will not get overwhelmed by the changing circumstances in this world. So in this way, there are so many instructions the Munis and Krishna has given to these people who are all affected, because the grief at this point of time is like very, very high. In fact, in Mahabharata, after the description of war, there is one particular parva which is like Stri Parva, where like full lamentation of all these people is mentioned, and how they are all being pacified. So very, very high grief there, and all the Munis and Krishna, so they kind of pacified all of them. So and then uh, this Duryodhana wanted to, like he by using all his tricks, he wanted to take away the kingdom of Yudhishthir, but they all these Duryodhana and the people who supported Duryodhana, all the wrong people, they were all actually killed by their own acts. That means they did wrong things, and those wrong things, all they, because of that only they are all died. Pandavas only became instruments. So it's not that they decreased their own lifespan by their own wrong acts, like handling the hair of Draupadi, wrong rough handling. So like that they were all died. So in general, it is mentioned that one should give protection to 5 kinds of people always. So in Vedic literature always emphasize that one should give protection. And if any of these protection is not given to these things, then sir, there is some kind of adharma taking place, and that reaction will come ultimately. So these are like Brahmana should be given, because Brahmanas means one who is having all the good qualities, one who knows the Vedas, what is to be done, what is not to be done. So because they are the guiding people, what needs to be done, what should not be done. So because they are the good people having all the good qualities, they should give all protection. And cows, because they are like mothers, and they help a lot in giving us milk and all other products, and so many ways it helps us. Cows needs to be given protection. Krishna is addressed as Namo Go Brahmana Hitayacha. So he one who is always giving well wishing to Brahmanas and cows. And also women, children, and old men, these all old people, these all needs to be protected. So this is a mention from the Vedic scriptures, because these are all like dependent people who depends upon others. So if some wrong things are done to these people, then definitely there will be calamities that will be coming upon. So that's why these Duryodhana and others, uh, they handled in a wrong way to Draupadi. So therefore, they, because of their own misdeeds, they were dried. Pandavas just became instruments. So in this way, that war happened. So later on, Lord Krishna made Yudhishthir perform 3 sacrifices, 3 Ashwamedha yajnas, and it performed in such a royal way that even though he performs 3 sacrifices, his fame is more than that of his fame spread throughout the 3 worlds, and it became more than Lord Indra's fame. Lord Indra is Shatakratu, who has performed 100 sacrifices, but because Yudhishthir was especially favored by Lord Krishna, he is a pure unalloyed devotee of Krishna. Even though he performed 3 sacrifices, his fame spread throughout the 3 worlds. Such is the glory of the Lord's unalloyed devotees. So Lord especially wants to make his devotees more famous than all others. So that is the nature of the Lord. So at this point of time, Krishna is about to leave this Hastinapur and about to go for Dwaraka. So because Krishna stays in Dwarka, and because of war, he came to Hastinapur, and it became long time, because even he came long before the war has begun to do all the peacemaking mission and other things. And after the war also, he stayed for sufficient time, so that in order to pacify all the Pandavas and other relatives. So now, because Dwarka people, and they are also very much anxious to receive the Lord, they are also very much in separation from the Lord. So he was planning to go to Dwarka. So at that point of time, he was like he was he was like, especially he wanted to inform Yudhishthir and take his permission, and all the Brahmanas like Yasadev, and he wanted to take their permission to go, and he worshipped them. They also worshipped him. So at that point, he was about to start. So again, one more calamity has come. Like who is the Uttara is the wife of Abhimanyu, and she is the daughter of King Uttara, and she was married to Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu, we know he died in the battlefield. So now she came running to Krishna, and at once uh, took shelter of the Lord, and she said, Pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpate nanyam tvadabhayam pasye yatra mrityu parasparam. Pahi pahi mahayogi. Oh Krishna, pahi means please protect me. Pahi Pahi Mahayogi. Oh Mahayogi, you are supremely Yogeshwara, is supremely powerful. You know all the mystic powers. Please protect me, please protect me. Deva Deva Jagatpate. Oh, you are the supreme Lord. Jagatpate, you are the Lord of the universe. And therefore, please protect me. Uh, in this world, there is Yatra Mrityu Parasparam. Here in this world, there is always danger of death. But in this world, I don't see anyone else who can give me abhayam, who can give me fearlessness. So therefore, I take shelter of you. Oh Lord, please give me protection. So, what is the reason why she has approached Krishna in this such a way? Because she's saying that if some weapon is coming, some fiery weapon, and it is coming very fast, so and especially it is attacking my embryo. So this Uttara, she is the wife of Abhimanyu. We know that Abhimanyu, when he was died, he was around the age of 16. He was very young, around. So at that time, he went into that battlefield, and in the Chakravyuha, he was killed. So Uttara at that point of time was a pregnant woman. So now there is a weapon, fiery weapon, that is coming to attack her womb. So that is what she is more afraid. So she immediately told that, let this fiery weapon, if you think, if you want, if it can kill me, but please make sure that my embryo, my child in my womb should not get killed by this fiery weapon. So therefore, oh protector, please protect me. In that way, she took shelter of the Lord. So what is happening here is that Ashwadhama, when he was released, so he was caught. Last week we have seen how he was caught and how he was released and how he was punished. So that Ashwadhama, he was not pacified. His anger was not pacified. So he kind of released one more Brahmastra to kind of kill Pandavas and to kill the embryo within the womb of Uttara. So why? Because the only heir, the only descendant of Pandavas, because Pandavas, Draupadi's all 5 sons were killed, and Arjuna's sons were also killed in the battlefield. Bhima's sons were also killed. All other sons were killed. So only remaining descendant of Pandavas is residing in the womb of Uttara. So he especially targeted that womb, Uttara's womb, so that he did not want any of the descendants of Pandavas to be alive, so that their Vamsha will be finished. So that is the nature of Ashwadhama. So he especially released his Brahmastra in a targeted way to kill that womb. He does not want to kill Uttara, who is a woman, but wanted to kill that embryo, especially. Uh, but in Vedic literature, it is equally condemned. Killing the womb, killing the embryo in the womb is also said to be equivalent to the death of a Brahmana. Killing a Brahmana and killing a woman is also not permitted. But this Ashwadhama violated that rule and wanted to kill the embryo. So, and Lord understood that the nature of what is happening here immediately. So there is no time here. So there is no time for because the weapon is coming and attacking the womb of Uttara. So Bhagavan, he is Bhakta Vatsala. He is very much affectionate to his devotees. So immediately, in order to protect that Pandava family, he does not want that Pandava's family should not have any heir. He actually orchestrated this war of Mahabharata so that a great pious person, great religious person, great devotee of the Lord, Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, should be enthroned in the as the emperor of the world and who could rule properly. And such a family, he did not want to stop that kind of lineage, which is like very pious. So he wanted to protect, and also he wanted to protect he wanted to give that protection to Uttara and all the Pandavas. So immediately he entered into the womb of womb of Uttara, and he immediately took up his weapon, Sudarshana disc. We know it is very famous. And previously, Lord has promised that he will not pick up any weapon. So now he is picking Sudarshana weapon, so that he means basically Lord did not care much for as being recognized as a moralist who upkeeps always his vows, but he more cares for his being affectionate to his devotees. Bhakta Vatsala, that is what he is more famous. So, but anyway, at this point of time, war is already over. So he has took up his Sudarshana disc. He entered into the womb of Uttara, but although he may, it's like he's entering, but Lord is all pervading. He is already situated in between every atom, between everyone's heart. Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham, like that Brahma Samhita says, where that Lord is there even in every atom. So it is not a wonderful thing. So he entered into the womb of Uttara, and because he, although Brahmastra is such a powerful weapon, it cannot be counteracted. But still, this Lord Vaishnava Teja of Sudarshana Chakra could counteract that Brahma, it could neutralize that Brahmastra, and in that way, he saved the womb of Uttara. So, but it is not a wonderful thing for the Lord to perform, because this Sutta Goswami is mentioning that it is not a wonderful thing for the Lord to perform, because by his Leela, by his single fragmental power, he does creation, maintains, and annihilates this entire material world. So this is not such a wonderful thing to go into the womb and protect. So such is the powerful nature of the Lord. So don't think it is a wonderful thing. So in this way, Lord has again protected Pandavas by saving their hair, and also protected the 5 sons. So after that, he wanted to go to Hastinapur after saving this. So that time, Mother Kunti approaches the Lord and addresses. So this is like Kunti is a mother of all the Pandavas, and she is the sister of Vasudeva, who is the father of Krishna. So she is like directly aunt, Attaya. So aunt for the Lord. So she is approaching the Lord and approaching Krishna and offering prayers. So she is like elderly, she's like mother figure for Krishna. Like Krishna considers Kunti as almost like Devaki, his mother. Whenever Krishna comes and meets Kunti, he takes obeisances. He offers his obeisances, and Kunti blesses him. But now Kunti is coming and offering her prayers. And these prayers of Kunti, which we will see now, they are very, very wonderful prayers. They are famous prayers in Bhagavatam. And many devotees, they always quote these Kunti's prayers. Very, very sweet, wonderful. We will try to assimilate the essence of Kunti's prayers. So very, very wonderful. So we can even try to remember some of the verses. And in fact, the daily prayers that I am offering before starting Bhagavatam, some of those prayers are coming from these prayers that Kunti Maharani is offering. So such a wonderful prayers. We will try to focus and meditate on these prayers and understand the essence of these prayers. So the deep we go into the prayers, so what actually we are doing by reading the prayers of some great devotees is actually we are entering into their mood, how they are feeling. So especially these are the words of pure devotees of the Lord. Those prayers, when we are meditating, when we are understanding what they are praying, we are entering into their hearts. So some of the devotion they have will come into our heart also. We try to understand their mood. So, and when we recite these same prayers, So Lord also like remembers those pure devotees who offer those prayers, and he because of that, Lord will also favorably look into us also, because Lord is anyway favorably disposed to those that pure devotee. So we attain the blessings of that pure devotee. We attain the blessings of the Lord. So when we offer the prayers offered by pure devotees, in that way, these are all very nice to meditate on the prayers offered by pure devotees of the Lord, especially the Bhagavatam prayers, where pure devotees like Kunti are offering. These are all very enlivening. So we will study those, some of them. So she is saying in his first prayer, she is saying that Namaste Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakrute Param Alaksham Sarvabhutanam Antar Bahiravastitam. So she is addressing Krishna, her nephew, as Purusham Tvadyam. Oh, Namaste, I offer my obeisances to you. So generally, an elderly person will not offer obeisances to a younger person. So she is saying that I offer my obeisances. So how? So Krishna might say, why you are offering obeisances? Because you are Purusham Tvadyam. You are the original personality. I know you are the original personality of Godhead who is appearing as in this world as my nephew, but actually you are Purusham Tvadyam. And Ishwaram Prakrute Param, you are Ishwara, supreme controller of this world. Prakrute Param, you are beyond this Prakriti. And Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antar Bahir Avastitam. So you are situated inside and outside of every living entity. But you are Alaksham, you will not be seen. So although you are situated everywhere, either internally and externally also, but you are not seen by everyone. So why you are not seen by everyone? That he answers in the next verse. Maya javani kachannam ajnadokshajamavyayam nalakshase mudhatrusha nato natyadharo yatha. So Maya javani kachannam, because there is a curtain of Maya. So therefore you are not visible for everyone. Adokshaja, you are Adokshaja, you are beyond the perception of our senses, because there is a curtain of Maya. If there is something, if there is some curtain, we cannot see what is beyond that curtain. So, for example, there is a glass door, outside we can see the outside view. But if we put it with curtain, we will not see, we will not know what is there outside. So similarly, Lord is present everywhere. Lord is present inside our hearts. But because there is a curtain of Maya, Mahamaya, we will not be able to see the Lord. So and that's why he is called as Adokshaja. This happens even in material world also, that our eye sees only certain frequencies, certain things only we will be able to see. Beyond that, we will not be able to see. So, for example, we cannot see air because it is beyond the perception of our eye. So, similarly, anything Lord is called Adokshaja because he is beyond, more subtler than air and sound and other things. So, we will not be able to see because there is a curtain of Maya. So, and just like Nato Natya Dharo Yata, just like for example, someone is performing a drama, he has put some Vesha, we will not be able to recognize who is playing that role. So similarly, you appear in this world and you act in this world just like us. So, but you are actually the Supreme Lord, and we cannot recognize you as the Supreme Lord because we are all covered by Maya. So, and even the great personalities like Paramahamsas, great Munis, they they for them, in order for them to practice Bhakti Yoga, you appear in this world. But I am a woman. How can I know you perfectly? I will not be able to understand you perfectly. So therefore, even though I may not understand perfectly, still I offer my obeisances to you. So these are this verse is what we recite daily when recite before reciting Bhagavatam also. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So, O Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord, Krishna, I offer my obeisances to you. And Vasudeva, Vasudeva, you are the son of Vasudeva also. Son of Vasudeva also. Not only that, you are son of Devaki Nandanayacha. Even Devaki is more intimately connected to you than Vasudeva, being the mother. And in fact, even from more than Vasudeva and Devaki, you are more intimately connected to Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya is Gopa here. Nanda Gopa is uh, Nanda Gopa Kumara. He is the son of Nanda and Yashoda. In that way, you are more intimately connected to Nanda and Yashoda than Devaki and Vasudeva also. And Govindaya Namo Namaha. Oh Govinda, one who give pleasure. So Govinda here referring to one who give pleasure to even the Radharani and others. So in this way, he is like more intimately addressed as Govinda also. So I offer my obeisances to you, O Krishna. And all these people are fortunate because they are all related to you. But I am also fortunate because I am also able to relate it to you. And I am also able to see you. Therefore, I offer my obeisances. And she says that Namah Pankajanaabhaya, Namah Pankajamaline, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangraye. So she wanted to offer obeisances, but Krishna is her nephew. So if she starts offering directly to the lotus feet of the Lord, it may not be appropriate. So she starts offering to the lotus navel of the Lord. Namah Pankaja Nabhaya. Pankaja Nabhaya means one who has lotus navel. So Krishna's beauty is always compared to a lotus flower. So why? That is because in this world, the at least little bit beauty we can see in a nice lotus flower. So, but in fact, Krishna's beauty is much more than this lotus. It is only a analogy. One devotee, he prays that, "Oh Lord, throughout my life, I have compared you to some lotus, some lily, and so many analogies, some nice cloud here. But after seeing your real form, I was little bit ashamed that I have compared you to these things, which are nothing insignificant in their beauty in comparison to your beauty." Like that devotee wrote. So, like Lord's beauty is much more incomprehensible than the lotus and others. But in order to give us some semblance in this world, how can we meditate? How can we think? So this in this way, this is like one kind of meditation, that how he is so beautiful. The Namah Pankajanabhaya. He has nice navel. In fact, from the Lord is one of the expansion of the Lord, Garbhodakashai Vishnu. From there only the lotus, from his lotus navel, a lotus comes and Brahmaji appears, and these 14 planetary systems were created which in the lotus, which is coming from the lotus navel of the Lord. So from the Lord's lotus navel only we are all situated in this lotus navel. The lotus coming from there only we are all situated. And it says that his navel is very beautiful. Namah Pankaja Marine, Lord wears the lotus garlands, and that is very beautiful. Namah Pankaja Netraya, his eyes are compared to lotus. Means Lord's eyes are so beautiful that they are compared to the lotus. And finally, she comes back to the lotus feet of the Lord. Namaste Pankajangre. So whenever we take darshan of the deities, in general, it is recommended that we should start from the lotus feet and go above. So in that way, we attain the mercy of the so mercy of the feet of the Lord, and then slowly we go above. So that means whenever we approach a great person like Krishna, it is like we are approaching through feet. So feet generally, when we are surrendering to the feet, means we are taking our low position and seeking the blessing, seeking the protection from the higher persons in that way. So Lord is supremely worshipable. So we start taking darshan from the feet and go above. In that way, it attracts the mercy of the Lord. So, but here Kunti Devi is starting from the navel and coming back to the feet because she is like aunt. She's playing the role of aunt to Krishna. So Krishna may be embarrassed if she is offering directly obeisances to feet. So she starts with navel, but finally she came to the lotus feet also. It is like the circle is complete like that. So then she offered his obeisances, and then she started narrating how Krishna gave protection to various devotees, especially Krishna's mother Devaki. So Devaki was harassed by his brother Kamsa. So she was kept in jail for a long time, and so many of the children of Devaki were killed by Kamsa. One after the other, 6 children were born to Devaki, and each of them was killed by Krishna, but killed by Kamsa. And finally, Krishna got Krishna after some years. He killed Kamsa and released Devaki from her suffering. So she is fortunate, but I am more fortunate, O Lord, because you did not save Devaki's children, but you gave protection to my children. All my 5 Pandavas, you promised me that you protect all my 5 sons, and you always protected, not only now, but previously from our childhood also. So many times you have protected. So she was recalling how Lord gave protection in her life. Vishan Mahagne. Vishan means uh, the poison. So Bhima was fed poison by Duryodhana and others, and he was thrown into the lake in some lake and some river. So there, Bhima, although he was fed poison, and he was through that lake, he went through Patala Loka, where all the snakes are there, and those snakes came and bit him, and because it acted like a counter poison to the original poison, Bhima was uninjured, and later on he was protected by the king of the Nagas, and then he was sent back. So although that protection happened indirectly, here Kunti could recognize that protection happened through the merciful hand of the Lord who arranged that destiny. So although Krishna is not to be seen in these acts, even in later the other things also, but Kunti could see the act of the hand of the Lord in that protection. So that's why she's saying that you protected us from the danger of this Visha, this poison. And also Mahagne. Mahagne is these Pandavas were sent to into a like Dhritarashtra called Pandavas and said that, oh, you are a very good people and you are doing nicely. Why don't you have some vacation? And he sent them to a vacation to one place where he arranged a nice bhavan, nice palace, but that palace was made up of lac. And after some time, his plan was Duryodhana and others' plans was to set fire to that building, because that building was made up of all flammable substances, and they set that fire. But because Vidura know that plan, Vidura sent that message to Pandavas ahead, and they were saved. They could escape through a through a secret underground mission. So in that way he was saved. So although Vidura saved, Kunti is offering praise to the Lord that you saved us, because she could understand that Vidura was a devotee of the Lord, and actually it is the ultimate will of the Lord that Lord has sanctioned Vidura to protect us. So, and Purushada Darshana, so many great Rakshasas have attacked Pandavas, but Bhima could kill them. So in that way they were saved. And Asat Sabaya is the wrong assembly where Draupadi was insulted and was about to be insulted. That time the Lord supplied the cloth and protected her. In Vanavasa Kruchrata, there are so many dangers while we are in Vanavasa, but you always protected us. And now also in this war, Mrude Aneka Maharathastrato. In this war, so many weapons are coming and they are all attacking. Drauni, they are all attacking, and you protected all my 5 sons from all those dangerous weapons who are being thrown by great Maharathis. And now also Drauni Astra, Drauni is Ashwadhama. Now also you protected us from this weapon of Ashwadhama. Hare Abhirakshita, we are again and again protected. So, oh Lord, we are very, very grateful to you that you have protected. So see the life of Kunti Devi. Imagine, like she once says, the Kunti Devi, her life is like filled with miseries. She was like born to Vasudeva's father, but given in 5 years, within her 5 years of age, she was given as a Dattaputri to another person, Kunti Bhoja. So she was separated from her real parents and was brought there. And there also, in Kunti Bhoja's house also, Karana was like, she was given a boon by Durvasa Muni that whomever you call, so that person will come and he can give you a son. So she, in order to test that, she called for Surya Deva, and Surya Deva has come and given her a child. But she was at that time not married. So she was like, she was don't know what to do, and she sent the child in a secretly to other place. So that was Karna. So, but that feeling of guilt was always there in her heart. And later on, she was married to Pandu, and her husband, was given a curse, and again they have to go to spend their time in some sages ashramams. They could not rule much. So, and there also again, she could obtain sons through devatas, Arjuna, Dharmaraj, and others. But again, Pandu was killed after some time. So she lost her husband when her children were very much young. So, and Madri, one of the co-wife, Pandu has 2 wives, Kunti and Madri. So Madri was, she told that I will not be able to survive my separation from Pandu. So therefore, I will take Sati. I will enter into the pyre of Pandu. But you please take care of my children. So all 5 sons, you please take care. In fact, that is a greater pain for Kunti than the pain that Madri is undergoing, entering into the pyre, because taking care of 5 sons and also being living in separation from her husband. So, but Kunti took that responsibility, and they came to the Hastinapur. There, although Dhritarashtra and others, they accepted them, but still there is a constant threat from Duryodhana and others, as we have seen. So many attempts were there to kill Pandavas, So she was in constant anxiety, although she was living in the royal palace, that when will the danger will come, and all this undergoing, he was undergoing. And later on, her daughter-in-law Draupadi was insulted in assembly, and all the Pandavas were exiled. And so now also great war has happened. All her grandchildren were killed. So like that, we have seen her life is filled with miseries, one after other. So one may now she is offering prayers to the Lord. So one may think that like she is devotee of the Lord, so she is undergoing so much trouble. So why don't she pray for relieving of the all the sufferings? So Lord cannot. So then the Lord will not give suffering. So, but if we see the prayers of Kunti Maharani now, that what she is offering, so see, like we have seen that how she has suffered and how the Lord has saved them again and again. So she should pray that she should not get any more suffering, right? So we will see what she is offering the prayer now. So she is saying that Vipadastantu Tashashvad Tatra Tatra Jagadguru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyat Apunar Bhavadarshanam. So she is saying that Vipadastantu Tashashvat, O Lord, let there be calamities. So let these calamities come to me again and again, O Lord. So that is her prayer. Imagine the prayer of Kunti Devi, that she is asking for the calamities to come again and again. So like a very, very kind of, it may be beyond our imagination how she can pray that calamities should come to her. So she is giving her reason here. Tatra tatra Jagadguru, O Jagadguru, let there be calamities. So why? Bhavato darshanam yatsya apunar bhava darshanam. Because whenever there is calamity, we always remember you. And whenever we remember you, you come and save us. And we 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 take darshan of you, we remember you. And when there is constant remembrance of you, when there is constant darshan of you, then there will not be apunar bhava darshanam. There will not be repeated bhava. Bhava means repeated cycle of birth and death, which is samsara, which is like very terrible. So there will not be repeated. There will not be repeated birth and death. So, and I will be relieved from this samsara chakra. So that is the intention of Kunti Devi, where let there be calamities, so that we constantly remember you, constantly call out to you with feelings, and with that you reciprocate with us. So therefore, by reciprocating, we always see you, we always feel your presence. So by that, we will not have this bhava darshan again. We will not have this samsara again. So that is the mood of Kunti. So that she is wanting calamities so that she can uh, remember the Lord always. So this may be very high prayer for all of us, but when there are calamities of their own accord, we always face so many calamities. So at that time, we could at least remember that Kunti prayed like this, and these calamities have come. So therefore, let me take shelter of the Lord in this calamity situation. So in that way, we learn to take the opportunity whenever a calamity comes to take shelter of the Lord, and sincerely taking shelter, and we feel the presence of the Lord in His protection. And in this way, we become closer to the Lord. So that is the lesson we can learn from Kunti's prayer. And she says that why this mood of approaching you is important. That mood of taking shelter is important. She says that Janmaishwarya Shrutashribhi Yedamana Madah Puman Naivarhati Abhidhatum Vai tvam akinchana gocharam. So when a people, they are proud of these four things, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shri. So these are the four things that any person can take pride. So Janma in the good family, uh, birth in a great aristocrat family or a great family which is being adored by the society, that may give rise to pride. And Aishwarya, when one has opulences, that will also give pride. Shruta, when one is learning in any field, even in material or spiritual or anything, that may add little bit of pride. So one should be careful that that learning is adding pride. So Shruta, Shribir, Shribir means beauty. If one has beauty, that can also add pride. So these are the various ways. Whenever someone has some opulences, if he doesn't recognize from where those opulences are coming, if he doesn't recognize the source of those opulences as the Lord, he feels that those are all belongs to him. So therefore, he feels pride. Edamana madapuman. He is like having lot of pride. So in that pride, when someone has pride, that he is thinking that he is the owner of all his opulences, then naivarhati abidatum vai. So he will not be able to call the Lord with very feelingly. He is not eligible to call the Lord feelingly, because when someone is having pride, so he thinks that I deserve it, I have it, I know it. So why don't I have to offer praise to someone else? So he will not feelingly call the Lord. So he naiva arhati. He will not have eligibility to feelingly call the Lord. But on the other hand, tvam akinchana gocharam. But on the other hand, you are sought out by people who are akinchana. Akinchana means one who doesn't have wealth. So you are akinchana gocharam. You are seen by people who doesn't have wealth. So what is meant by that? So that means uh, one who doesn't have that possessive mentality, that one who doesn't think that he is the possessor of whatever possessiveness he has. So then he is said to be akinchana. So it is like it is said that even a pauper is proud of his penny. There is a saying, right? So pride doesn't mean that the amount of wealth one has or the amount of wealth doesn't have, but it is basically the mentality. Like even a pauper, even a beggar, if he has some paisa, some money, he may be proud that I have this much. But but the same thing, like even a wealthy person, if he has the proper consciousness that all this is being awarded by to me by the Lord, and he feels himself as a akinchana, he doesn't have himself anything. He is said to be akinchana. So that basically that mentality counts. So there, tvam akinchana gocharam. So you are gocharam. You will be appear in their eyes who has this mentality of akinchana. So therefore, one who is pride, they cannot feelingly call you, but one who is having the mentality of akinchana, one who had this, one who doesn't have this pride, one who is humble, for them you are visible. So therefore, I offer my prayers to you who are Namo Akinchana Vittaya, who is the wealth of people who doesn't have any kinchana, who doesn't have any wealth. So he is the like the wealth of the people who doesn't have wealth. So that means like sadhus or saintly persons, they seem to be having no wealth, but actually they have the most wealth of in the form of having the love for the Supreme Lord. That is said to be the greatest wealth. When Lord Shiva, when he is addressing to Parvati, like when he was insulted by Daksha because he is like considering Shiva always dwells in a crematorium and he doesn't have any wealth, like that he thinks. Lord Shiva says that we transcendentalists have greatest wealth in the form of our meditation to the Lord, our the love for the Lord. So that is actually akinchana vittaya. So that the vitta for akinchana people is the Lord. So Lord is the wealth of the akinchana people, one who have that doesn't have any mentality of having money. And nivritta gunavrittaye. So although you act in this world, but you are never affected by these moods. Atma Ramaya Shantaya. You are always self-satisfied and Shanta, you are peaceful. Kaivalya Pataye, you are the master of all the transcendentalists. So I offer my obeisances to you. And in your time factor, you also exist in time factor, which is like equal to everyone. Time factor is the one factor. It is also the form of the law, which will bring us the resultant actions of our previous activities. So samam charantam. So the time factor doesn't distinguish who is he, who is who. It always bring the results of our past activities, either pious or impious. So in that way, people are undergoing happiness or distress based on their past activities, and whatever the quarreling they are experiencing, all these things that is happening because of their own natures, their own interaction. You are not the cause. The people may say, because of the Lord I am suffering, but it is only due to the previous their own interactions. They are undergoing those reactions. So you are neutral. You, in your time factor, you bring all those results to them. So, but although you are such a supreme Lord, so I, you appear, like a normal person in this world. So I cannot understand your pastimes, which appear so human. You appear as if you are a normal human being. So misleading. So I cannot understand all these your transcendental pastimes. And generally, you don't have anyone as your favor or anyone ever, like you are always neutral. But whoever surrenders to you, like some person is like taking shelter of you, you show your favor. That is not partiality actually. So it is said that Lord is like impartially partial. That means he is neutral to everyone. For everyone else in this world, the karma factor will take care. That means if they have done good things, they will attain good things. If they have done wrong things will. But for the devotees of the Lord is favorably disposed. So Lord will act favorably towards them. He will reduce their karma and he will also give punishment, but he gives in such a way that the devotee will come in, they will come in close to him. So people in general, they imagine that Lord is partial, but it is like his reciprocation. Where is coming to him is reciprocating. In this way, he is acting. And all his janma and karma, his birth and his activities, they appear like normal human, but they are all superhuman. Means they are all divya, transcendental. Bhagavad Gita says that janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatpataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sojuna. Whoever knows that my janma and karma are transcendental, he, after giving up this body, he will come back to me, like that Lord says. So all these activities and all these various incarnations, they are appear to be not normal, but they are all so divine. They are all very bewildering. And she is remembering one particular pastime, which is very important for us. In this, we will see this. गोप्याददे त्वयि कृतागसिदामताव याते दशाश्रुकलिलाञ्जनसम्भ्रमाक्षम् वक्त्रं निनीय भयभावनया स्थितस्य सा मां विमोहयति भीरपि यद्बिभेति. So Kunti is remembering one particular pastime of the Lord, called as Damodar Leela. So this Damodar Leela is so important that coming like from tomorrow onwards, we are starting this Damodar Mass, what is called as Kartik month, Damodar Mass, where for 1 month we remember this particular Leela, Damodar Leela. So this Damodar Leela, Kunti was remembering this Damodar Leela at this particular point of time, where Gopi is referring to Mother Yashoda. She is a Gopi. So Tvayi Krutagasi Damatavat. So this you have acted some like mischief. So she was trying to uh, bind you. So I will narrate in brief this Damodar Leela, and then we will end this class. So this Damodar Leela, Krishna is a little child. So she was growing like very infant. He was just crawling, and she no, not crawling. He was like little bit moving with his legs. So he was kind of stealing from others' houses. So he was at that point age. So Yashoda was always hearing complaints about Krishna that he was going and stealing butter, curd, and all other things from others' houses. So she was kind of thinking how Krishna is behaving. So I should feed him nicely. So she was like kind of preparing nice preparations for Krishna, and so that Krishna will eat here and be satisfied. Like that is her intention. So she was kind of churning the churning the churning the milk, churning the butter, so that Krishna can enjoy. And at the same time, she kept one milk for boiling the milk. So actually, this pastime, this Damodar Lila, we can expand it. Like we can cover 4 5 weeks. Also, it will not end. But I'm telling it very briefly here. So that time Krishna woke up from his bed and came to Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda very lovingly, she looked into Krishna, and Krishna indicated to Mother Yashoda that you should stop churning now. She hold that churning rod so that she will stop. So you should give me milk. I am very hungry. So Yashoda saw the beautiful form of Krishna. He was like a blue sapphire, very, very lovingly, charming, beautiful limbs. So she immediately felt her motherly affection, and she started giving milk to Krishna. And while giving milk, she was counting that she could see the pearl like teeth that are coming in the face of Krishna. She was counting. She is feeling. She is like completely absorbed in seeing the beautiful face of Krishna. Krishna's face is so beautiful. It is compared to lotus, as we have seen. And she was completely absorbed. And Krishna also completely absorbed in seeing the form of Krishna, form of Yashoda, and feeling her touch, and the nectarian milk that is coming from the breast of Mother Yashoda. He was also enjoying. So in this way, it was like they were enjoying both, but at the same time, the milk in the kitchen, they started boiling. They thought that Krishna will continuously absorb in drinking the milk of Mother Yashoda, and we will never get any chance that Krishna will drink us. So therefore, what is the use of our existence? So let us commit suicide. So they started overflowing and started pouring into that flames. That is like milk started overpouring. So Yashoda, she saw that milk was pouring down. So she kept Krishna aside, because she thought that through that milk I will prepare nice sweets for Krishna so that he will enjoy. So those are all for Krishna only. So she kept Krishna aside and went to take care of that milk. That milk is also very special, because that milk has come from very special cows. That Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. Out of them also, there are very few cows, Padmagandha cows, which give milk and which will give smell like a smell of a lotus, which is very fragrant. So that milk she was preparing for the pleasure of Krishna only. So she kept aside Krishna and came to take care of that milk. So Krishna became very angry that how can this mother has left me without feeding me sufficiently. So out of that anger, he he broke that pot, and he broke so many other pots in the Mother Yashoda's kitchen, and he ate whatever he could eat, and he took the one of the pot and started distributing it to monkeys outside her veranda. So Yashoda, after some time, after pacifying, after that arranging that milk, she came out and saw that her pot was broken and butter was lying everywhere. It is very like very troublesome, right, for householders to take care. And she saw all these things, and she was wondering where is Krishna. And seeing that that pot was broken, she could slowly understood that actually all this mischief is done by Krishna only. She was initially aghast. Who has done this? How can this happen? Some animals have come or what happened? So after some thought, she could understand that Krishna only did this mischief. So, and she was after doing this mischief, Krishna hid went from this place so that I will come and punish him. She was somewhat happy because is developing some intelligence. But at the same time, she became, if I don't teach lesson to this Krishna, he will do lot of mischiefs. I have to teach him a lesson. Like that, she thought, and she saw that Krishna was feeding all this butter to monkeys. She slowly started approaching from behind. So Krishna, while feeding monkeys, he was also very much fearful that Mother Yashoda can come at any point of time. So out of fear, he is looking here and there. And Gopi, this Yashoda slowly coming and uh, slowly coming, and while coming, she saw one stick, and she took that stick in her hand, so that in order to punish Krishna, like he thought that he will never beat Krishna, but at least will show, so that he will learn his lesson. So she was coming, and Krishna immediately, all the monkeys, they were afraid and they went away. So seeing that, Krishna could understand Yashoda is coming. So he also he looked back and started running. So started running, and Mother Yashoda was chasing Krishna. So there, that's what she was chasing, and she asked Krishna to stop, but Krishna was like very much fearful of Yashoda. You please you don't punish me. You throw that stick, then only I will come back. So like that, Krishna was like very much. It's not that Krishna is acting there; he's actually fearing Mother Yashoda. So that is the whole crux of the point. That Krishna is not acting fearful. He was actually fearful of Mother Yashoda, and he was running, and finally Yashoda. Finally, he was. Generally, Krishna is not caught. He was not caught by even great yogis, even though they are meditating. And so many other demons tried to capture Krishna, but they could not capture him. But here, simple Gopi, Mother Yashoda, she was chasing this Supreme Lord Krishna. So, seeing the effort of Mother Yashoda, he was finally caught. He allowed himself to be caught by Mother Yashoda. So then, seeing that Krishna was naughty and Krishna was trying to, he may go away, Mother Yashoda thought that I will tie him with my ropes. So Mother Yashoda brought the ropes from his uh, home, Like he was holding Krishna's hand, asked her servants to bring the rope so that she will try. So that time Krishna was very much afraid. So here that is the scene that Mother Yashoda was remembering. Gopi adade tvai krutavasi dama tavat. She was trying to bind you with dama. Dama means rope. Hmm? That time you are very much afraid that the Yashoda will punish you. Yate dashashru kalinanjana sambramacham. Your eyes are filled with tears. And vaktram niniya, you have lowered your head. And bhaya bhavanya stitasya, you are so much afraid with that bhaya bhavana. So that scene that you are afraid of someone, samam vimohayati bhirapi yad bibeti, that is like very much bewildering to me, because you are the Supreme Lord, and even the fear personified fears you. But that person, you are fearing this simple gopi. So that scene is bewildering. Why it is bewildering? Here it is not that Krishna is acting, although he is the Supreme Lord, he knows everything, but he is now out of affection to Mother Yashoda, he is now acting as if he is afraid. So if that is acting like that, that is not bewildering. But actually, although he is the Supreme Lord, he is actually fearing at that point of time Mother Yashoda. So that is what bewildering to me. So in this way, it is very much bewildering to me. So that's what she is seeing. She is remembering this Damodar Lila. So later on, what happens is Yashoda tries to bind Krishna with the rope, but Krishna wants to play outside. So he doesn't want to bind himself. So he Yashoda tries to bind, but it becomes short of 2 inches. So then she orders for more rope from home, and she ties more rope, and she again tries to bind up. Again it becomes 2 inches short. So she gets bewildered. What is this? So much rope I am bringing, and Krishna's waist is only like very small. Mm. Even the morning I have tied him with my rope only, his waist. But now why am I not able to tie? So like that she was thinking. In fact, all the ropes in Yashoda's house was finished, but still Krishna could not be tied. So the like Lord expanded his Aishwarya Shakti so that he could not be bound. So that this with our intellectual brain we cannot understand how he is doing. But in this way he is not allowing Krishna's Aishwarya Shakti. Yes, is not allowing him to be bound. But Yashoda was so tired doing all this exercise. Even Yashoda's friends, neighborhood ladies, they are all came. They are also engaged in this activity. They are taking fun and they are advising. Maybe Krishna does not want to bind up now. So they were all suggesting. Yashoda wanted, but still determined. I want to measure my son's breadth size now, how much is his waist size. I want to bind him. So like that, she put lot of effort. So at last, seeing the effort of Yashoda, seeing that she was tied, so Krishna changed his desire. Initially, he wanted to play outside, so he is not allowing. But seeing the effort of Mother Yashoda, Krishna changed his desire that I let me be bound by Mother Yashoda. So his as soon as his desire changed, all his energies allowed Mother Yashoda to bind. Immediately Mother Yashoda could bind him. So Dama Udara, Damodara, the name of Krishna, is that his Udara, his belly, is bound by Dama rope. So that is the Damodara. He was bound by Mother Yashoda with the rope. So this is such a great pastime that this pastime shows that how the Lord, even though he is Supreme Lord, he can control the whole world. He is even the fear personified fears him. He is submitting himself to the love of his devotees, Mother Yashoda. So that is the greatness of the Lord, how he is bound by the love of his devotees. So in this month, we generally in our temples we offer a lamp to the Lord. So Kartik Mas, whoever offers a lamp to the Lord, they attain so much bhakti. It is mentioned there. say they will advance very rapidly in this month. So coming month, we start celebrating this Damodar month from tomorrow onwards. So you can all take advantage of this Kartik month, and whatever spiritual activities we do in this Kartik month, it is said that they are glorified more times, like 1,000 times more. So any auspicious things, any spiritual activities you wanted to do, you can do in this Kartik month. So I will stop here. If there are anything anyone wants to add or something, please. Otherwise, we'll end it. Hare Krishna. You are able to hear, right? Everything is fine, right? Hello. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay. So maybe we'll end here.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all for your patience hearing and regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is a link I have sent in our group where if you want to read Srimad Bhagavatam, you can read. So yeah, maybe assignment means maybe you can read whenever spare time and you can tell whatever you could read. Even if it is small amount, if you start reading, that will become a habit and it will give a lot of contribution in our life later times. So please read whenever you get some time.
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hope you have a successful trip to Vrindavan and other places, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Ki jai.